Okay, question F, intervals of concavity. Well, again, we already know this. We got to go take a quick look at the second derivative, and we know again that there's going to be issues here at plus or minus 1 because that's where the second derivative, the denominator, goes to 0. That will not be critical numbers because we know that those are asymptotes. So now we have to consider the numerator. But just take a quick look at that. We already know that if we have 1 plus 3x squared equal to 0, that's 3x squared equals negative 1. You can already see where this is going. I will end up having to take the square root of a negative. So that means the only things I have to consider in terms of concavity are plus or minus 1, the asymptotes. So let's take a quick look here. Negative 1, positive 1. My factors here are 1 plus 3x squared. Sorry, I'm writing out the function again and I don't know why. 1 plus 3x squared. I already know that the factor of 4 out front is as a positive isn't going to do anything. And I've got 1 minus x squared cubed, which may be an issue. That cubic may be an issue here. The numerator, this is interesting. No matter what number you plug in for x, when you square it, it'll become positive. Multiply by 3. Even if it's 0, you add 1 to it, it's still positive. That thing is positive everywhere. The denominator, okay, now this is an interesting thing. We're cubing it, okay? This is going to go to 0 at negative 1 and 1. We already know that. And now just think about the values here. 1 minus x squared. Well, this part right here will be smaller than 1 on the interval in between those two. And when you square a fraction like that, it gets even smaller. So this part here will get smaller than 1, which means that this part here is going to be positive. A positive cubed will be a positive. On either side of that, though, you can expect this value to be negative. And so now when you divide that out, we'll get a negative here. This is undefined, positive. This is undefined, and negative. So it's going to be concave up on the interval between negative 1 and 1. And then concave down on the interval negative infinity to negative 1, union 1 to infinity.